A lot of people say that when a woman gets abroad, she becomes unmanageable. She becomes proud, starts to talk back, and uses the system abroad to our advantage. They believe that because the society abroad favors women, women just leverage this. Let's talk about this. I believe it is high time we have that conversation. And I know that my opinion may not be the popular one, but it's something that needs to be said. People say love conquers all, but trust me, money stress abroad quietly conquers many marriages. The truth is, no matter how much you plan or pray when you are taking that relocation decision, nobody is 100% prepared for the reality of Obodo Imbo. Nobody. What we hear before coming is different from what we experience. So today, I want to share with you some of the real reasons marriages break abroad, especially those around money. The first one is the financial pressure of living abroad. I cannot even underplay this particular one, even if I tried. Moving abroad comes with financial pressures that, many people back home don't say. It's the high rent, it's the childcare cost, it's immigration fees. If you're writing professional exams, that's another cost. You have to send money back home because you need to support. There is job instability. And even when you get a job, there are periods of underemployment. You just know you can do more, you deserve more, you can earn more, but you just have to manage with whatever you have to do at the moment. And even if the husband and the wife have good jobs, they may still feel like money just slips away every month. And then instead of building wealth, they just find themselves just surviving month in, month out. And you see, money problems don't always start with having no money. That's not the beginning. It often starts with unclear money expectations. When there is no clear financial alignment, these pressures build into resentment very quickly, and you find yourselves arguing about every little expense. And before you know it, it transcends to every part of the relationship. Fewer words are being spoken around the house to each other, less intimation, tensed home. And when kids are involved, they bear the brunt of it. I'll tell you the second one. When you have different money mindsets. You see, most couples, whether home or abroad, they grow up with different money mindsets, different money habits. For example, one can be a saver, the other one is a spender, one can be the one that invests aggressively, the other one is very cautious, he doesn't want to lose money, she doesn't want to lose money. One may say, oh, I want to send money home to my family. The other may say, let's just save for a mortgage. And no one is right or wrong. I always say, we all grew up differently with different mental models around money. But you see, these differences become magnified under the pressure of migration. Trust me. What would have been small disagreement back home suddenly becomes bigger issues because you are in survival mode abroad. For example, I remember when my husband's goal was to buy a house within 2 years of arriving. Not a bad goal, but mine was somewhat different. I felt it was too soon. I felt we may be rushing it, and I thought we needed to rebuild our emergency fund first. Eventually, we found a middle ground, but not before this almost threw a spanner in our marriage. So I know firsthand. And many of my friends abroad also say the same thing. You see, financial disagreements abroad hits differently. We are always scared of making the wrong decision because we know the impact is going to be big. It's not small. So let's go to the third one. This is what I call financial infidelity. You see, sometimes trying to survive abroad, one partner then takes a loan secretly or takes on a debt secretly. For example, credit card here, small loan there, without telling the other person. This financial infidelity is just as damaging as emotional cheating. It breaks trust, it starts fights, it can even lead to separation. Back home, taking a loan without your partner knowing may seem harmless, But abroad, it can threaten so many things. It can threaten your housing. It can threaten your credit and your stability. It can threaten many things. And I always say it's so easy to become homeless abroad. All it takes is failing to meet your rent or your mortgage payments without any solid explanation. So reckless financial decisions don't just affect one person. The impact is on the entire family. And this is where couples often fall out. Number 4, let's talk about gender dynamics abroad. You see, I have seen women step up in a big way abroad. Women who just managed back home, they are thriving here financially. They are surprising themselves, surprising everyone. And you see, sometimes this shift becomes challenging for men who are used to being in the driver's seat. And if this is not managed with maturity from both sides, it becomes a point of tension. Some women are labeled proud, disrespectful, and all those things. And some men feel threatened even when their wives are trying to remain humble. Some women, to be honest, lack the wisdom that comes with earning more. I must tell you that. We all just need to remember that this is a we situation. It's combined household income. It's not a competition. And we have to unlearn and relearn so many things. Financial responsibilities should be shared so that no one person has to carry all the weight. And likewise, household chores, they should be shared too. Back home, many of us had help from family members, house helps, drivers, and all those things. Abroad, it's different. And if one person is left to do all the work, it leads to burnout, it leads to resentment, and all those things. So now that I have given you the courses, I wouldn't just live without sharing steps I believe would help to resolve the situation. Try to talk openly about money. It's difficult, I know, especially if this is not something that you're used to, but it is important. Have monthly money meetings. Review your budget, review your goals. This would help avoid financial stress. I don't have it structured myself, but we talk about money every now and then. You have to agree on priorities together. You say debt repayment, saving for the future, how to meet future expenses, and all those things. I always say you should have a spending plan. You see, budgeting is boring, but it gives you peace. How much does each person contribute to the household expenses pot? You have to define this. And then seek help. Seek help early, because if money fights become frequent, it can lead to so many things. So seek out financial coaching, seek out counseling, seek it out fast, because the longer it takes, the harder it then becomes to resolve. And always remember, you're a team. The goal is not to win the argument, but to win together in this country financially and enjoy life together. Your marriage is worth protecting. I'm sounding like a marriage counselor now. No, I'm not a marriage counselor, but I've been married for 17 years and I know a thing. It is worth protecting. And I know it takes two to tango, and that's why I have put together a free couples money conversation starter. Something that you can use to begin to open up that conversation. Let me know in the comment section if you will like this, and I will send it to you. Migrating, relocating is hard, and financial journey abroad can be rough, but your relationship can grow stronger if you face all these money issues together and you do it honestly. So I would love to hear from you, and I would love to learn from you too. What's the biggest financial challenge you and your partner face abroad, and how did you resolve this? Please share this in the comment section, because you just might help someone feel less alone. And if you are about to make a mortgage decision with your partner, check out my next video to avoid common mistakes many migrants make when it comes to taking a mortgage. And I'll see you in that video.